Yo, what's going on guys, it's Rest. In this video I want to go over what I think is the best build on the Warlock this season. This thing's going to allow you to do everything in the game, from in-game activities or just casual play, and even going into things like the day one raid. This build also is very good for clearing out champions. You are going to have access to all 3 champion mods at the exact same time if you want to, or if you don't, you can also obviously just take 2. This is 100% one of the best ad clear builds in the game, and it is also very good for single target damage. And on top of that, it's going to have a bunch of flexibility and allow you to solo pretty much any in-game content you want as well. So with that being said, if you guys enjoy or learn anything new, be sure to stick around, consider doing all the normal YouTube stuff, and let's just jump right into this. Alright, so first things first, let's just take a look at our subclass. So we are going to be playing Void Walker with the new Void 3.0 update. This is probably the main part of the build, so I'm going to take guys all the aspects and fragments we're going to be using so they synergize with all our mods and weapons. So for the grenade, we're going to be running Vortex Grenade. This is by far the best Void Walker grenade. You know, since they buffed it to where, you know, you got the increased damage, and on top of that, now it pulls enemies in. It is insanely good. The grenade itself is like a small Nova Bomb in a way, and it will just absolutely destroy everything. But now for aspects, I'm actually running Chaos Accelerant. This is the one where you hold down the grenade, you're going to be able to charge it up, throw it out. If a vortex specifically, it's going to increase the size of it and the duration. So again, your vortex is going to suck everybody in and kill them. Now I'm also going to feed the void. This is Devour, so whenever you get a ability kill, you proc Devour, your health is immediately filled up all the way, and any kill beyond that, you're going to get max health and grenade energy, which is really good. This build's heavily going to be focused on grenades. You could call it a grenade build, but it's really focused on absolutely everything and just destroying, but it does play a big role in what your grenade capabilities are. So with that being said, we have Echo of Explosion, so void ability final blows cause targets to explode. So now when your void grenades kill enemies, they're going to explode, which is really good for ad clear. Now we have Echo of Remnants. Your lingering grenade effects, Vortex Grenade, Void Wall, Void Spike, and Axie Belts have increased duration. So now your Vortex Grenade is going to last even longer. It especially paired with Chaos Accelerant, it lasts even longer now with Echo of Remnants. Then Echo of Undermining, so your Void Grenade weakens targets. So now your void grenades is simply applying a small oppressive darkness. It's going to make it even easier for the grenade to kill people, or if you want to throw it on a boss, bosses are going to be weakened, and it's going to let whatever other weapons you use be easy to kill people. But that's pretty much just the build for Void Walker. And I do run Vortex. If you want to run Cataclysm, you can. I just like running Vortex because of the synergy with Vortex and where it just sucks everybody in. It's just a constant graviton search. If you play Overwatch, you're just sucking enemies in and blowing everything up. But now let's talk about some weapons. But before we get into that, we need to talk about this mod right here, Volatile Flow. I'm sure you guys have already heard a lot about this. Picking up a Void Elemental Well grants your Void weapons volatile rounds. So this basically means now when you ever shoot somebody with a Void weapon, you're going to apply a detonator to them. It's kind of like just Firefly on all your weapons, if you want a pretty simple explanation. And when you kill an enemy, they're going to blow up, and you can kind of chain that everywhere if you're hitting a bunch of enemies with Void weapons. So with weapons, make sure your primary is specifically a Void weapon. I'm sure something like Telesto could also work, but honestly, I like running things like Graviton Lance, because Graviton Lance, you know, makes enemies explode. So basically you're getting 2 explosions, which is really cool. Another thing you can do is run a very fast firing weapon. I like the Reckless Oracle. It has a very fast fire rate. You can just put detonators on everybody, blow them all up. Or even if you have a good roll of the new Void Vice SMG, that's also going to work really good for this. But right now I just run Reckless Oracle. Sometimes I'll put Graviton Lance on, and even if I run something like blinding grenades, this True Teller is Void, so when I blind everybody, they also get detonators applied to them. It's really good. It's one of the best mods in the game this season. But that is not where the build ends. That is just for weaponry. Obviously running things like blinding grenades good, and then weapons specifically, you know, rockets are good. If you want to run something like Parasite, it pairs really well with this build because you're going to be at clearing like crazy with the Reckless Oracle. Then your Parasite's going to have a huge amount of damage, and you're going to be able to destroy whatever you shoot at. Parasite's also really good if you pair it with the subclass itself, because you could throw a grenade to weaken an enemy, which is good. Then also you have your Nova Bomb, so you can again throw a grenade, shoot a Parasite, throw a Nova Bomb, and the amount of burst damage you're going to have in that one spawn instance is insane. You're pretty much going to insta-kill absolutely everything if you have 20 stacks on Parasite. Alright, so getting over to the rest of our mods, we'll just go back to the bond right here so you understand some more of the synergy. Our first mod is actually Overload Grenade, so now all our Void Grenades can disrupt enemies, and it's going to delay their ability generation and lower their damage output. So not only is this good just for, you know, overload enemies, this is also just good because, you know, if they're in the grenade, they're going to be doing reduced damage as well, which is good. Then we also have Devouring Depth. So when I cast my Void Super while I'm critically wounded or under the effects of Devour, my super gets more damage. So again, as I just talked about, you can kind of see the synergy. If you have your grenade out, you're probably going to have Devour proc, which is giving your super more damage with the mod. They're going to be weakened with the grenade. You throw Parasite with times 20 because of all the ad clear you've done, and on top of the extra damage from the Nova Bomb from the mod and the weaken, again, you're just going to kill everything. Now talking about overload grenades, your grenades are always going to overload. You don't ever have to run any overload in your thing in the game since your grenades overload. This is going to allow you to have open slots over here. So say you don't want to run Reckless Oracle. Let's look at the seasonal artifact. You can run something like a hand cannon to have unstoppable hand cannon. Pound drone will work very well for this since it's void. It can apply those detonators. And then you can also run something like Arbalest. So now you're going to have anti-barrier, unstoppable, and overload grenades. So you have all 3 mods at once, which is just insane for, you know, solo stuff yourself. And you're going to be able to kill and stun literally everything in the game. Now, obviously, if you don't want to take 3, if you're playing with other people, you know, obviously you just still have access to 2. You're always going to have overload, so you can take one of the others as well, which is really good. But that is it for the mods on the bond. If we actually go take a look at how we're going to get elemental wells, because I know we have volatile flow, but how are we going to get elemental wells? We'll take a look at our gauntlets. So we have controversial hole with a elemental ordnance mod on it. Again, these mods right here don't matter. I kind of just left 4 slots open for whatever I need to put in. So again, if you're going against unstoppables, just slot unstoppable in for something and you'll be good to go. But for the gauntlets, if you don't know, so basically when you have Chaos Accelerant active, you're going to resist incoming damage while charging your void grenade. Then charge void grenades will return grenade energy on hit. So basically when you throw your grenade, you're going to pretty much always get around half your grenade energy back, which is crazy good. And you will take that damage resistance too while you're charging up, which is nice. But the main thing is that elemental ordnance, when you defeat a combat with the grenade, you're going to spawn an elemental well that matches your subclass energy type. So throw your vortex grenade, you're going to kill literally everything. It's insane. And you're going to spawn an elemental well. Once you pick that elemental well up, you're going to have volatile flow proc, which is going to give your void weapons volatile rounds. Also things like Fontamite right here, which I have 1 point in. This is another seasonal mod that, well, it's a normal mod, but then it costs 1 point in the seasonal artifact. This is when you pick up a elemental well that matches your subclass type. So void energy, you're going to get a weapon damage boost. So now not only are you getting volatile rounds, you're also getting a damage bonus for whatever void weapon you're using. So it's making your Ackler weapon just insane. Like, you're going to be doing an insane amount of damage. Now, to get some more energy and make it even easier to keep this stuff procced, I'm running Bountiful Wells. This is now going to let that 1 elemental ordnance mod spawn 2 void wells, which you can kind of linger them out so you can keep the damage boost up. Or if you just want to grab both of them for some instant grenade energy, you can too. I'm running Well of Tenacity. This actually recently got a buffed, and what this does is when you pick up a void elemental well, you're going to reduce the damage you take from combatants for a short period of time. Also, for other mods I'm running, it's just things like, you know, ammo reserves, whatever ammo type that you're using. So if you're in a grenade launcher, obviously swap a rocket out to grenade launcher, but also I'm running one of the new season mods, thermoclastic plating, so you're going to get reduced solar and arc damage coming in, which is really, really good. Also things like rocket launcher scavenger from the seasonal artifact is good if you're on a rocket launcher, but again, just changes that to whatever ammo type you're using. I'm also running innervation right here, so you can get some grenade cooldown too. If somebody is spawning orbs of power, that's just thrown on there. If you want to use something else, you can. And then for the final big mod, if you saw it, access to assets is going to be the next big thing. So you gain bonus super energy on grenade kills. So every time you throw your grenades, which again, you're going to be doing all the time this build due to your elemental wells, your exotic gauntlet, devour, literally everything, just killing everything. It is insane, especially if you are running 2, and it's going to let you get that Nova Bomb so you can get that crazy burst damage with things like the Parasite. So now you're going to need some of these void elemental wells everywhere. You're getting, you know, basically Firefly rounds, increased damage resistance, 2 wells is giving even more energy on top of what your exotic gauntlet's already doing, and you're going to be running 100 discipline, so you're going to be able to spam grenades everywhere. I mean, when I say that, I mean you are literally going to be able to throw grenades everywhere. The vortex grenades do an insane amount of damage, so like even taking this in in-game content, it's still going to be really, really good just to group everything up and kill everything. You're going to have insane amount of damage for burst potential with something like the Parasite, and then a weakened Nova Bomb with the mod. It covers everything in the game. It's by far the best Warlock build in the game this season. Like, I wouldn't even be shocked if people take this into something like the day 1 rate, like I said at the end of the video. This build is just absurd. A lot of the potential does come from volatile rounds because this mod is extremely broken. But on top of that, like literally everything else is just also broken the exact same amount because of all your other mods and exotics of choice. But that is going to do it for this build. I really hope you guys understand everything that's going on, how everything's synergizing. If you don't, be sure to leave a comment and I'll try to answer it as soon as I can. And again, remember, you can run whatever weapons you want to. Just make sure one of them is void. Even running something like, you know, a void heavy like a machine gun could also be really good to literally act everything. But this build is by far, again, the best Warlock build this season. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. Like, this is what you want to run. Obviously, other things like a stasis turret build could be very good for a day 1 raid as well, or even Well of Radiance. But if you're specifically playing Void, this is the build that you want to run in pretty much everything. But anyway, that is what it all for me. I really hope you guys learned and enjoyed this video. Let me know if you're going to try this build out or if you changed anything up. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.